and welcome to Journey with the Kellers. My name is Amanda Keller and today we are back in the Keller kitchen. So today we are going to be making a recipe from the Peanuts Holiday Cookbook. Today's recipe is Snoopy's Dog Dish Apple Pie. And this is actually a Thanksgiving recipe, or at least it's labeled as a Thanksgiving recipe in there, but you know, it's an apple pie. You could use it for anything, Christmas, Thanksgiving, New Year's, all kinds of holidays, or just make one just to have one. Okay, so the first thing that you are going to need is a pie crust. So I did a store-bought pie crust. You're gonna need 2 of them, one for the bottom, one for the top. If you wanna make your own homemade pie crust, you can do that as well. That is up to you. I actually really do not like making pie crust. It is not my favorite thing. So a lot of times I will just do a store-bought one. But you're gonna line the bottom of a 9-inch pie plate with your crust. You can do a little decorative crimping up here and stuff if you want, or me, I'm just gonna leave it like this. I think it looks fine just like that. And I'm gonna be putting one over top of it anyways, okay? All right, so now what you're gonna do, what you're going to need ahead of time is you are going to need 7 large tart firm apples, peeled, cored, and sliced a 1/2 inch thick, which I have those here. The only other thing that you're probably gonna need, maybe you want to do ahead of time, is you are going to need 2 tablespoons of butter that's been cut up into cubes, okay? All right, so now what we're going to do is in a bowl, you are going to put in a 1/2 cup of sugar. Oh, you're also going to need to preheat your oven to 350 degrees. For some reason, my sugar has a little clumps in it. There we go. Okay, so 1/2 cup of sugar. Then you're going to need a 1/2 teaspoon of ground cinnamon. Okay. Oops, not down in there far enough. Okay, 1/2 teaspoon of ground cinnamon. You're also going to need a 1/8 teaspoon of salt. Now, if your measuring spoons are like mine and they don't have a 1/8, you can just do about 1/2 of a 1/4, would give you 1/8. Okay, so about 1/8 teaspoon of salt. And then you're gonna need 1 tablespoon of cornstarch. Cornstarch is so messy, you guys. Every time I use this, it ends up in places I didn't even know I had it near. So strange. Okay, so 1 tablespoon of cornstarch. And we're just gonna stir that up, get it all mixed together. Okay. All right, once you got that all mixed up real well, you're gonna go ahead and add your apples to it. And I might have a little bit more. I had, I think, 9 apples, but they were smaller, so I just did all of them. So I might have a little more than I need. All right, so put these all in there. Then we're gonna grab a spoon and then you're gonna mix these up. Make sure that the apples get all covered in your cinnamon and sugar mixture. And basically just kind of tossing them, going from the underneath, making sure I pick up all that sugar and cinnamon and all of that, and make sure that all the apples get coated in it really well. So a good thing is about glass bowls is you can look, and it looks like almost it doesn't look like there's any powder sitting on the bottom of the bowl, which is what you want, okay? So now let me move this out of the way. So now you are going to take your pie pan with your crust in it, and you're going to put your apples in here. I might have a few too many, but maybe not. I don't know. Let's see here. See how it does. Not too bad. Maybe a little too much. There we go. Okay. Make sure they're spread out good. All right, now you're just going to put your little pats of butter around the top of this. Okay. All right, now let me wipe off my hands here and let me get the other crust. Grab it out of the fridge. Okay, so what you're gonna do now is you're gonna take the top crust, if I can get it open. I about dropped it. Oh my goodness. Okay, so if you're using a store-bought one, you're just gonna unroll it. If you're using a handmade one, then you're gonna have to roll it out. Usually you would do it ahead of time so that you have them. Okay. All right, so we're gonna put this right over top, and then what you wanna try to do is fold the top one over top of the bottom one, kind of like a seal. Okay, and then if they come up over the edge of your pan, which mine is not doing, for some reason when the store-bought ones just aren't usually quite big enough. So I just kind of crimp them down in there if I can, as best I can. If you have one where it actually comes out over the edge, then you would fold it over and then you can crimp it together with a fork, or you can use your fingers and kind of crimp them together, make pretty designs, whatever you want to do. Okay, I'm just gonna try to make this look as nice as possible. Okay, so now once you got that all in there, you're gonna cut 5 or 6 slits in the top of it. So you can do however you want. I usually try to do like little arrow type things. I'm gonna do 2 here. And maybe 2 here. And these are just to work as like vents for the apple pie. Let's do 2 here. And then maybe just 1 here. And 1 here. Just kind of give it a cute little design. I've seen people use cookie cutters and actually cut out shapes to do it that way. There's all kinds of things you can do to do a nice little design on the top. Okay. All right, so let's make sure that all looks good. Kind of looks, it's a little crimped up, but that's okay. All right, so now you're gonna go ahead and bake this at 350 degrees for 60 to 70 minutes. And then you're gonna let it cool on a wire rack until it's slightly warm, about 45 minutes. So I am actually going to be putting this in the refrigerator because this is for tomorrow. So once I get it done and cooled off, I'll just go ahead and wrap it up and put it in the refrigerator. And then I may just warm it back up in the oven, like at 200 degrees for a little bit before I serve it, okay? But I will go ahead and get this in the oven and get it cooked. And then I'll come back and show you guys how it turned out. So I'll be back in a little bit. Okay, you guys, so our pie is all done and out of the oven. It looks fantastic. It's nice and bubbly because I literally just pulled it out. So it is hot, hot, hot. But it's nice and golden brown on the crust. It's bubbling, the juice is underneath, so you pretty much know probably the apples and stuff are done. It actually came out really good. None of the edges got burnt or anything else, so that's good. If you do start to see like too much browning on the edges, you could always cover the edge of your pie crust with foil to kind of stop that from getting too far out of hand. But other than that, smells delicious, looks delicious. I think it's gonna be delicious. So once again, for this pie, I'm not gonna try it because this is a pie for our Thanksgiving dinner and I don't wanna make a hole in it just to try it, but I'm pretty sure it's gonna taste pretty fantastic. All right, you guys, so that's it for this video. I hope you liked it. Like and subscribe if you like, or don't if you don't. Everyone have a good day. Enjoy your cooking, and we'll see you later. Oh, and keep your kitchen messy. See you later. Bye.